So you went from that to the Hot 105 days, the radio days.
Yeah, okay,
Bob
yeah,
Rosenberg,
okay,
Phil
no.
Jones.
Nepenthe, and then Nepenthe came. So the parties was one thing, man. It had got to the point where I just was like, I was booked like every weekend for parties. Like before I got into the club, I was always booked for parties. It was like we were doing lots of parties everywhere, and then we had this, we were battling and stuff like that. Sometimes we would go in parts, we have this like, certain battles, and that's actually how I came close with Derek, because we had a battle one time, and like it was good, man. It was in this apartment complex not far from us, and we were the young guys, and they were young too, but they were older than us. They were a lot older than us, so we still considered them we thought they were like contemporaries of CM, Jam Pony, and all those other, all DH. I can't even remember. There's so many groups, man. Yeah. Anyway, so we went from that, and then I happened to go to Nepenthe. I had heard about Nepenthe, man. I was like, I have to go check it out, and I went to check it out, and I didn't even. I went to go hang out, man. I was just by the booth, and then I was on the Sunday night, because it was the only spot on the Sunday night up all South Florida. There was no clubs that dedicated. That had teen, that it was no clubs for teens. It was skating rinks, parties, outdoor parties. It was lots of house parties. It was parties every weekend. Not only was like you can go to multiple, like how you bar hop. We used to party hop. Like you just go to multiple parties.
But let me kind of tap in on this, because it ties together, I think, what he's looking for as well as what you're talking about now. That's where you met Ron May, right? Ron May became your manager.
Yeah, Ron May was like him and Phil Jones used to do Nepenthe together. He used to host and DJ too. He was DJing too. He was good too, and then one night they was like, yo, I was like, let me get on right now, and it was like, yo, whatever, man. And then one night he just feels like, just go ahead and let me on. So he let me on, man. He was like, wow, that's good, man. Like, he kind of. Actually, the first time I got on, man, I hit the record because it had these rubber band suspension, and I wasn't used to that. That shit was foreign to me, and I touched it, and the fucking record went, like, the needle went boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh, man, like, the whole club. So it was kind of embarrassing. Like, that was, like, the first thing, and then after that, I just, every time I come back, he would let me play, like let me do like an hour or two, whatever, and it was just like a big deal. So all my friends knew I was doing that on top of that. So it was like the only club. Keep in mind, this was the only club for for people under 21, urban crowd under 21. It was like really, 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 like, it meant a lot to us, man. Like Luther Campbell used to come. That's where the Two Live Crew performed. They did performances there. I mean, that was like, they probably was one of their first performances. New Edition, like, it was crazy. Like, we had Janet Jackson. Like, it's crazy. Like, New Edition performed and went and, like, they put on like bathrobes and went and hung out in like we'll call a VIP area. And the Nepenthe was designed like you were inside the chamber of a pyramid. So that's the whole thing, man. It was crazy. The light system, man. That club was. I loved that space, man. And then I took over. Phil went over to Hot 97, Hot 105, and he kind of, the management, they kind of wanted him to be more committed than he was, and he didn't like it, he didn't want to do it, so he left. Joey Madonia used to do the lights on Saturday there for this other guy, man. He was this other guy, I forgot his name. He wasn't a good DJ, but he was like a nerdy cat, and he just like control freak. And he didn't want Joey DJing, he wanted Joey to do the lights. So that's how I met Joey. Joey had just came from New York and had been going to Paradise Garage and all that. And then he opened his own garage later, which we call Good Life, but I'm fast forwarding, that's way later. But anyway.
Let me fast forward for his sake, because he got to edit this, so I know.
Okay.
I know he's looking for the connection from the underground of the record. So
Hot 105, okay, let me go to Hot 105 really quick. Hot 105, I started, when Phil went over there, I used to go with Phil like on the weekends, and I would spend time with him, and then they had like, he was playing all like the club music, then they had an hour of hip hop, so I would just do the hour of just hip hop. And so that's how I kind of got the name, like from doing hip hop down there in Florida. And like I broke a lot of records down there. Like everything that was playing up here, I basically was breaking it down there. Like when I got it, by the time I got it, like, you know, of course, like Eric B for President, Biz Markie, like all that everything that came out around like 80, 84, 85, 85, 86.
So this is around the time that you linked up with Adrian, MC80E at Foresight, and became his DJ, right?
Yeah, all this kind of blew. All of it came around that time, man. Adrian came and got me out of. I was like washing dishes. I had kind of like stepped back a little bit, and I just wanted to take a break. And my mother was like, you know, you should go to school, kind of thing. And I was like, so I kind of stepped back, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna quit this DJ thing, man, for a minute, and let me just wash dishes. I don't know what I was thinking about, but I did it, and Adrian came and got me from washing dishes, and he's like, yo, I need you to DJ for me, man. I was like, he actually walked in the kitchen. It was crazy. I don't know how he got back there, but that's Adrian. He got that personality where he just, if he wants something, he's just gonna do it. And, yeah, so I ended up DJing for him just for a short time. I don't know, maybe a year or two or whatever. I don't know.
During Bass Rock Express.
Bass Rock Express. And my brother used to do like a dance or beatbox or something like that for him, like probably a combination of everything. And then that's how I already knew Adrian Foresight anyway. I knew those guys because I used to hang out with them, because Foresight was the place to hang out at because it was in the mall, they had a record store, and they had a record label, so everybody used to hang out there. I mean, and plus a lot of Hill Mall, again, a lot of people performed in a lot of Hill Mall. Actually, that's the first place I seen Janet Jackson perform. She performed there. Lots of groups performed there. So it had this. So we used to just hang out at the mall. You know, like the weekends, Friday and Saturday. Forget it was all mall.